by the power vested in us and in accordance with the laws, our people, our faiths, and the state of Illinois, we pronounce you husband and wife. Are you ready to smash the glass? All right. Over here.
So this is my last time. I should have met this moment, right?
Yes, make it.
And welcome back. Good morning. It's the Early Morning Sunday show. Early morning somewhere, whenever you watch it. So cheers. I got some really nice stuff this week. Some brand new music and some old music. And if you don't want to hear me talk a little bit about the opening, my son's wedding, whatever, please fast forward. Please fast forward, because it is some pretty cool albums, I think, this week, and worth looking into. But for those that want to stay, mazel tov, right? My oldest, Paul, as you can see, did get married. He made it. Yay! Good job, son. And it was a great wedding. It was presided by a rabbi, and then my older brother, who's a Lutheran minister. As I'm from a big family of Lutheran ministers. It went without a hitch. It was wonderful. It was like emotional, and just the best time. And it is Patty and I are celebrating 40 years on the 10th, so it's kind of neat. They're getting married the year of our 40th anniversary at about the same time, so that is nice. So Patty has been blessed with getting to spend 40 years with me, married. I mean, we were before that, so I mean, wow, what a lucky woman. I keep telling her that constantly. She doesn't seem to get it, but I am blessed. I would say I do all this buying of records, and she's never really, she's always been supportive of it, and which is fine, because then I walk into her closet and go, what's these clothes? They have all these tags. You don't even wear these clothes. Why? And then I wind up going to Goodwill or something. So, yeah, she gets me too. So, that's all right. I'll show you. All right, I'm going to show you a couple things from the wedding I got, though. But I want cat update. So we come home and we go to the place, the kitty spa, to pick up Cat. And he said he has been doing well, has been eating. He has so much snot. I mean, his nose is, it's just booger. Just green, yellow. And we come home and he's trying to put it out. And he's not eating because he can't smell. This cat has eaten the same freaking food for 13 years. Meow Mix. 13 years of Meow Mix. You should think, I look at this, I see it. It's Meow Mix. But no, he has to smell. And if he can't smell it, he doesn't eat it. And it's the same freaking food for 13 years. And what the hell? But he won't. And so, and he's thin. And we're, oh my God. So we go, I guess we're going to have to get these teeth out or something. All the teeth out. Well, we got a second opinion. And he gave us some medicine. And it cleared up that snot real quick. And the bad breath disappeared from this medicine too. And the guy goes, we may have to take some teeth out, but you don't have to take them all out. And so suddenly the price went from over $2,000 down to about $500. And okay. And he gets to have teeth. So it's probably good. But we're hoping this medicine that he gave him, it's a pain in the ass. You got to try to squeeze it into the cat's mouth. Cats don't like that crap. It really pisses them off, so who knows. But so the co-host is feeling much better, and he is out right now. It's getting warm, so right away in the morning he's out that door. He's taken some PTO, some paid time off from the show. It's his show, so he takes as much time as he wants. So I'm left having to do this by myself with no co-host. Maybe I should get another animal. Someone else that's willing to come in during the summer. So a couple quick things from the wedding I want to show you. Just Paul, I was part of the wedding party. My youngest son Eric and myself were part of the wedding party. So we got to do pictures. But so he gave these golf balls wedding party. Isn't that great? So I show this to my son Eric, and Eric looks at his, and he has this. He goes, well, I want one of yours so I can hit your head, so I can hit your face. I says, well, I want to hit your face. So we each got the balls of each other. Those were great. He had, there's a few things. This is just, and I'm a proud papa. I could not have been happier. This was a picture from when they were kids. It's me and Paul in Taekwondo many years ago. I used to have, eventually I became a 3rd degree black belt and had my own gym, and Paul helped. These were the boutonnieres. Eric and myself, along with Paul, he had us custom-made boutonnieres. We got record albums with little Miles Davis on there. Isn't that just amazing? That is so darn cool. And then this. He got me a record. So, let's show you this record. There we go. Carlson Crew. Now, there's the picture. Isn't that the best? I took this. I had this taken when we were in Savannah, doing our bachelor party, I guess. So Eric, myself, and Paul, and we went to a one of those escape rooms. We got out like 20 minutes early. I want to sell these kids were great. I mean, they blew through it. I even helped. I actually figured out some of it. But, so there was a jail, and we're taking pictures. Says, wait, let's look like we were really in jail. So we did this picture. And you put it on there. It is so fantastic. This is now the record. I have no idea what the record is on here. Chunky Monkeys or whatever, but that's special. That is so special to me. Wow. So those were extremely well thought out gifts. Extremely well thought out. So okay, that's the update. See, it took a while, and I apologize. That's why I move forward. Hey, let's get this thing going. So let's talk some records, and we begin brand new. This thing has been the bane of my existence. Wet leg, not legs. There's only a single leg, wet leg. Okay, this album, the group Wet Leg from the Isle of Wight, formed in 2019. Actually, the two gals, Rianne Teasdale and Hester Chambers, they had met 10 years before in college at the Isle of Wight. I've been to the Isle of Wight. I can't remember why I went. I just said, Isle of Wight. I'm just going to go. And so me and some buddies, we did an afternoon trip to the Isle of Wight. And we're just there and go, and now what? I don't know. Okay, I guess we grabbed the boat and go back. All right, so that's Isle of Wight. But Wet Leg, there's a couple different stories. One's on how the name came about. One is because you get off, you go over there, get off the boat, one leg gets wet. The other one, though, was they were just screwing around with emojis, trying to come up with something catchy and fun. And they came up with Wet Leg. I tend to believe that one a little bit more. This album, last year, I had seen a video on YouTube by Wet Leg on Chase Lounge. I go, well, that is quirky as hell. Then they had another one where there's this mop man. I mean, this guy, like a mop. What the hell's going on? But the music was catchy. And I began watching. I have just watched everything. I watched all their concert footage. And so I had pre-ordered this album. And so when it's time, they shipped out my pre-ordered album out of Portland. And it's never been seen since. And that was 30 days ago. I mean, she left the place and it has disappeared from the world. So I canceled that one and bought another one. this music, it's like, it is so freaking catchy. It's packed with earworm songs. It's just amazing. Last night, I wasn't sleeping because I'd listened to this again, and all I kept doing was on the chase lounge, on the chase lounge, all the chase lounge, all day long, on the chase lounge, on the chase lounge. If you know the song, it's there, and it was their first big video that really put them out. Freaking catchy. And there's hard rocking guitars. Teasdale does the vocals and rhythm guitars, and Hester Chambers does the lead guitar. And it's hard rocking, and these songs, they have some punch to it. Even the slower numbers, like I Don't Want to Go Out, I believe, is one of the slower ones. And it picks up pace. It picks up pace, and it keeps going. It's so neat. I have just became obsessed with this album. I just love it. It's my favorite album this year, bar none. It is by far my favorite album. Rolling Stone, I'd read something about them. They called it sneeringly sarcastic and just relentlessly filled with catchy post-punk type tunes. And it's true. It has hooks for days. Hooks for days. So you have Chase Lounge, you have Wet Dream, and you have three that already have taken off. They have videos on them, and they're so good. There's even a song called Piece of Shit. So these gals are extremely sarcastic. It is so good. This edition came with a little book. I guess that's all my book. So pictures of the gals, really, 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 really good. And whoever's first, there's the download code. Wow, it is so good. So Wet Leg is it's their self-titled debut album. It's good. They've known each other for 10 years. They met, and they started in 2019, but they'd known each other for 10 years, so they're getting toward 30. Next album up for showing is, name of the group is Maribel, or his name at least her, I guess, the singer. I think it's the name of the group. It's called Reveries. I heard about this from Play Vinyl, the name of the channel, Play Vinyl in the Milky Night. He had talked about this. His name's Mike. Half the channels I watch have people with the name of Mike. It's just like, that is the YouTube channel name, at least what I key in on. If your name's Mike, I should be watching you, because I don't know, I like Mike. But this was great. Maribel, they came out of Oslo. They formed in 2009. It's like shoegaze noise pop, I think is how you could describe their music. It's very dark. It's very dreamy. Reveries is their second album. This came out in 2011. This one is more focused, I guess, on the melodies and song structure, and it's great. And what caught my interest is when Mike was talking about this, he said, it has a David Lynch type feel. And you say the word David Lynch, and I'm right there, because I love the sound of his music. I love that Twin Peaks feel. I like David Lynch solo albums. I just think, man, this is good stuff. There is a very strong 60s vibe, but think of the Ravenettes. I'm very much like the Ravenettes, which is another group that I totally adore out of Denmark. It's slower, darker vibes. It's just twangy guitars. You know, see the darkness of this album? That's what the music's like. It is so, it's captivating. I think that's a good word for it, captivating. It has an exciting label. Bastards. You know, there's no A, there's no B. I don't even know what side goes on where. I hate when they do that. Just side A, give me the song. Side B, give me the song. So I have me guess which one I'm listening to. But wow, great stuff. And very dark and catchy. Really loved this album, so thank you. And Mike, his channel, Play Music in the Play Vinyl in the Milky Night. That's a handful for someone like me, but he loves the shoegaze sound, but also a lot of the '90s music. The and you know, from it's just cool channel. I really enjoy his taste. There's a lot of post punk. It's stuff I listen to, so it's very cool. Then we have, I've never had this on vinyl, the Dixie Chicks, Take the Long Way Home. My centering is not right. See, we got that light right there. Generally, I center myself so I can do this. And I don't know, for some odd reason, I don't feel I'm centered very good today. Sorry. I had this on CD, but I've never had it in album form. And you know what? I didn't save the CD, so I could have just bought it. I could have just downloaded. But I adore this album. Now of course they call themselves the Chicks because we're in our society using Dixie's bad. We're not to use Dixie or something, and come on. We've lost sense of humor and everything. Everyone's offended. No matter what, we're offended. I just offended someone right now by talking about being offended, and I'm sorry for offending you for talking about that, but oh well. So let's get back. So now the Chicks, formerly the Dixie Chicks when they did this, formed in Dallas, actually 1989, and by the Irwin sisters. You know, you can tell who the sisters are, right? They are multi-instrumentalists. They are incredible musicians. It wasn't until, I believe, 96 that Natalie Maines came in, and in 97 they did the album Wide Open Spaces, where they had the hit Earl, and they took off from there. Well, Iraq War comes around. Natalie Maines comes in and says, this is stupid. We shouldn't be fighting. And she faced backlash. She's facing horrific, their whole group, horrific backlash, album burnings. And it's just, and you know what, folks? If you're going to say something, there are consequences. It's just the way it is. Nothing wrong with being truthful. Just understand there's consequences. But it was more death threats. That is wrong. And that is wrong. And it's just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know, the group just had to almost go into hiding, right? Well, in 2006, they came out with this album, Take the Long Way. And it earned 5 Grammys. 5 Grammys. This is a masterpiece. This is all-time favorite album. Not all-time. One of my top albums. Probably in my top 100 of all times. I think it's so beautiful. It is a manifesto of nonconformity. Let's call it that. There is the song Easy Silence on here. And about the husband's quiet companionship and love. It can bring tears to my eyes. It's so gorgeous, so beautiful. The violin on it, that's the solo violin. Goosebumps. I mean, I get goosebumps right now thinking about it. And there's not ready to make nice, which is basically their anger statement about what happened. They're not ready to make nice. is incredibly well put together, and there is these soaring violins again that just, the hairs on the back of my neck just absolutely stand up. The Long Way Round, beautiful song. There's 4 or 5 hits off this thing. This is just such a great album. I'm sure everyone knows the album, but my God, I just, it is absolutely gorgeous. Nice inner sleeves on this where they put lyrics so we can sing along with them. I tend to prefer to make my own lyrics. I think it adds originality to what I'm doing. But yeah, it's just best Dixie Chicks album for me, and I love what they're saying on this and the beauty, the absolute beauty of it. Couldn't be happier. I never had this album before, and my local store, Radio Wasteland, there it was. Record Store Day. I thought he might have had that out beforehand. Lou Reed Live. This album came out in 1975, but for those that watched, was it 73, Rock and Roll Animal, the live album by Lou Reed, just one of the great live albums. This is the second part of the concert. So when he did Rock and Roll Animal, he used mostly Velvet tunes. On this, he used his solo material, except he had one Velvet tune. And so if you took that album and this album, you have the whole concert that he did from 73 in New York City. This is just, my God, it's great. It just rocks. The guitars are screaming. It is pure rock and roll, hard charging, kick you in the face, knock you down, tear the roof off the place rock and roll. He does Walk on the Wild Side, I'm Waiting for the Man, his Velvet song, Vicious, Satellite of Love, Oh Jim, and Sad Song. Wow, man, so damn good. On RCA. Oh, I don't know. I never had this, and that's a shame, because this is an incredibly great album from 75. And I believe I just saw, was it Roger's doing his favorite 75? I think he had this on there. Jolly Roger. If I remember right. Wow. Great stuff. Pop over to Nigeria, we have the Apostles. And this is not this came from Light in the Attic reissue, which Light in the Attic has been reissuing a variety of African albums. The Apostles formed in, when did they form? Oh man, now I can't think. This is their second album. They did 7 albums between 76 and 83. This is Black is Beautiful is the name of the album. This one came out in 1977. And it is, they combine Afrobeat with some James Brown style vocals with heavy percussion and organ. Very cool organ going on. It's like Afro-funk with kind of psychedelic soul. But there's these rocking guitar solos that are also in here. But they have ballads, and there's some really softer songs also, like Please Yourself. Actually, no, Please Yourself is rocking. That thing has a hell of a guitar solo. Just so damn cool. But it is a mix of fast funk and slow groove numbers. Don't Be Mischievous. That was the one that's really a quiet, more of a ballad type stuff. And you don't always get ballads out of the music, some of these albums in the 70s from Africa. Generally, it can be more wild horn driven. But there's just this heavy mix of wailing guitars and swirling funky organ that's happening in here. The organ's pretty cool if you listen to it. And they came out of Eastern Nigeria. Most of it's done in English, but there are a few there that are done in a different language, and not Nigerian, a local dialect. But so cool album. It's not my favorite, but it is great. It's a good flavor and of great African music. And the guitars, when it's hard charging, it's great, and the organ's really cool and funky, so not bad at all. This was neat. This Grant Green. Yeah, did I get this at Radio Wasteland too? I'll tell you, Jim there, just, he's had some hell of a good stuff. Off Blue Note. And the inner sleeve's nothing special. Does have an autograph on here. I don't think that's Grant Green's signature. I just tell everyone it is. Who's going to argue? Carrying on. Grant Green, you know, hard bop, you could say soul jazz, bebop, Latin. He's done it all. Very, very recognizable guitar sound. Carrying On came out in 1969. He hadn't recorded for Blue Note since 65. He was having some issues. He was having some problems. We're talking jazz. What does that mean? That means heroin. Right. But he put this out. This is jazz funk. And it is filled with tons and tons of Fender Rhodes electric piano. This is so good. He does, like on side one, he does a song from the Neville Brothers, and little Anthony the Imperials, and James Brown. He only has one original. It's on side two, Upshot. And that is just a masterpiece of funky fun. And I'll play a sample of the guitar playing, but the sax solo's amazing. The organ solo's amazing. It is so good. The drummer is Idam Muhammad, I believe, and he was inspired. Idris Muhammad. He was inspired by James Brown, the drumming style from James Brown. So that's what you get, the funky drummer type thing. Oh my God, this thing. This, if you see this and you like funk, gosh darn, if you don't have it, it is so good. I love this album to death. Great stuff from Grant Green. Carrying On from 1969. It's a 12-inch. Harris Pilton. To my friend Harris Pilton, who loves 12 inches. It's the Buzzcocks. And just a Buzzcock 12-inch. And on here it does have, what do I get in fast cars, moving away from the pulse speed. But it does see here, it gives instructions. Remove the contents. Behold the amazing 12-inch clear vinyl. Okay, oh, we didn't do that. Behold the amazing 12-inch clear vinyl. Oh. Look at that. Okay. You know, you would have thought I would have remembered that, right? Here's the label. Okay. Wizard. Then it says, place the single on a turntable. Select a speed as close to 45 RPM as possible. Lower the arm containing a needle onto side one. Turn the volume up loud and hear What Do I Get in Fast Cars. When the music stops, you remove this amazing 12-inch clear vinyl maxi signal, turn it over and repeat 5 and 6, and you will hear Moving Away from the Pulse Beat. Repeat these instructions as often as required. I think that was helpful, and it helped me move along and get this thing done right. So I appreciate the instructions. God, that's great. I love Buzzcocks. Love the Buzzcocks. So there we go. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, being part of this. Truly appreciate it. have yourself a great week. Mazel tov. Bye.